Snark Squad. Babes, it's Monday evening. The wine, flowing, the vibes, easy. But mentally, we are ready to spiral.
Because we need to talk about something. Because one of us just got off the most unhinged FaceTime with their niece.
Middle school drama. She was spiraling because someone called her a guy's girl.
Oh.
Right, and not a girl's girl. Babes, what does that even mean at that age? We are crying.
I mean, I was literally sitting there holding my glass of Pinot, looking through the phone at a 12-year-old who is like absolutely losing her grip on reality over a social label.
A label, by the way, that I didn't even know existed until I was at least 25.
Exactly. Like paying taxes and renting an apartment. And she is hyperventilating over cafeteria politics.
I am shaking. I am unwell. I was trying so hard not to laugh, honestly, just biting the inside of my cheek.
Because to her, this is completely world-ending. The tears were so real.
The devastation was palpable, and my heart was breaking for her because, honestly, you know exactly what I mean. Like, you remember that feeling?
Oh, totally.
I remember when getting uninvited to a birthday sleepover felt like a literal dagger to the chest. Your brain is developing, and your entire survival feels, linked to your social standing.
It is genuinely a fascinating sociological study to watch in real time because you listen to these middle schoolers and the politics are utterly cutthroat.
They are ruthless.
It's giving Lord of the Flies, but instead of a conch shell, they are wielding Stanley cups and drunk elephant skincare.
Yes, the skincare routines.
So let's actually unpack this because what we are looking at is the psychological mechanism of in-group and out-group dynamics. They are out here diagnosing each other with these intense micro-labels.
Diagnosing.
Right. Like, she's a guy's girl. She doesn't support other women. You are in the 7th grade. Your biggest priority right now should be understanding pre-algebra, not, like, analyzing the gender politics of who you shared your lunch with.
Literally.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm listening to her explain this incredibly complex web of backstabbing, alliances, and betrayals, and I'm just thinking, wait a minute.
It sounds familiar.
It is exactly the same toxic social dynamic we watch every single week on Bravo and TLC.
Oh, 100%. It is the exact same behavioral framework. The only difference is that the reality TV women are in their 30s and 40s.
And they have preventative Botox.
Yes, and they are fighting on chartered yachts instead of the middle school blacktop. But the emotional maturity, identical. They are throwing around guy's girl as a slur on national television, too.
It is tribalism. And it is so wild to see it start so early, just like baked into human nature.
Psychologically, it's an evolutionary tactic to ostracize someone from the pack to secure your own position at the top of the hierarchy. When a woman on reality TV calls another woman a guy's girl, she isn't making an observation. She's initiating a social excommunication.
It's just wild.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that are absolutely wild, we need to talk about manifestation.
Oh, yes, we do.
Because, babe, we have been trying to manifest a sponsor, and yet nothing.
Wine companies, where are you?
Okay,
Babes, the amount of wine we drink. Insane.
We are walking advertisements. I am actually offended at this point. Like, I am taking it personally.
We are sitting here week after week, providing free PR for the entire viticulture industry.
We are carrying these vineyards on our backs. I am ready to do the most chaotic, highly inappropriate ad reads.
Oh, please give me an example.
Picture this, okay? Are you emotionally destroyed by a mediocre man who lives with his mother? Are you spiraling into an abyss of questionable life choices after watching 90 Day Fiance? Boxed wine. The only thing holding your fragile reality together.
That is brilliant marketing.
Like, pay us. We have the exact demographic.
If you calculate the ROI, the return on investment that a vineyard would get from funding our weekly reality TV breakdowns, it's astronomical. The Snark Squad alone is keeping the global economy afloat.
Literally.
Think about the correlation. Every single time a man on our screens utilizes coercive control or gaslights a woman, a cork pops. It is a direct, measurable behavioral response.
It really is. Every single time.
We are a marketing goldmine waiting to be tapped. But until the universe delivers, well, we self-fund the spiral.
We absolutely self-fund the spiral, and we survive. Which leads us perfectly into our week.
Rose and thorn. Upcoming work week. Because, babes, dentist life. Busy.
Oh my God, the dread is so real. It sits right in the pit of my stomach.
Let's hear the thorn.
My thorn is just the sheer volume of unhinged patients I know I have to deal with starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. babes, you have no idea the absolute chaos that walks through a dental office door.
People are feral at the dentist.
They act like we are performing medieval torture when we are literally just trying to keep their teeth from rotting out of their skulls. The entitlement is staggering. The screaming.
The profound lack of emotional regulation.
Exactly. I am already emotionally exhausted and it's only Monday evening.
My thorn is the lying. The absolute, unadulterated, bold-faced lying to my face.
Oh, the flossing lies.
Oh, yes, I floss twice a day. Really? Because your gums are actively bleeding just from me looking at them with a mirror.
Stop. It's so true.
Do not lie to me. I have eyes. I have a degree. And the worst part, from a psychological standpoint, is the performative dance where I have to pretend I believe the lie.
You just have to nod and say, great job.
Why do humans feel the need to lie to medical professionals? It's the vulnerability of the chair. They feel exposed, so they lie to regain a sense of control. Just tell me you don't do it. We both know.
Just admit you only use those little plastic picks when you get something stuck in your teeth.
Exactly. But my rose is that I have this oversized class 1, I have this microphone, and I have the Snark squad. You all are the therapy that gets me through the week.
Truly. You guys are our lifeline. You keep us grounded when the world is chaotic, which is exactly why we live for our favorite segment.
Yes.
Shady, snarky, or stupid. The DMs flooded. We love you.
And for anyone new here, the premise is simple. Listeners send in messy, real-life drama, and we decide the verdict.
And this week, the girls are fighting for their lives in our inbox. The situations you all find yourself in are breathtaking.
Truly breathtaking.
Okay, I have to read this first submission because I physically recoiled when I saw it on my phone. Listen to this.
I am bracing myself.
Hey, babes. Need your verdict. My boyfriend of 2 years told me he needed space to, quote, find himself, and went on a weekend singles wellness retreat in the mountains.
Red flag immediately.
Right. She says he swore it was just yoga and meditation to get his head right. Yesterday, he accidentally posted a photo to his main feed instead of his close friends, and it's him doing a tandem mud bath with a blonde Pilates instructor named Sage.
Oh my God.
I know. And she finishes with, he claims it was a required trust exercise. Am I crazy?
Stupid. Just completely, unbelievably stupid.
The boyfriend, right?
The boyfriend, yes. Well, honestly, both of them, if she is genuinely asking if she's crazy, let's break down the mechanics of this manipulation. A singles wellness retreat. To find himself.
Nope. He went to find Sage.
Exactly. He went to find a tandem mud bath. What we are seeing here is the weaponization of therapy speak. We call it therapy washing.
Ooh, therapy washing. I like that.
He is taking toxic cheating behavior and wrapping it in the language of self-care and mental health. The audacity to call grinding in a mud bath a trust exercise is actually insulting to human intelligence.
It is an insult. A required trust exercise.
Yeah.
I am screaming. I am viscerally disgusted by this man.
He is stupid for posting it on Maine, and he is deeply stupid for thinking that psychological framing would fly.
Throw the whole man away immediately. Put him in the trash. The fact that he even tried to pull the close friends excuse, meaning he fully intended to hide this from you while bragging to his boys.
He is a walking red flag.
Gross. Disgusting. Burn his clothes. Do not text him back. Block him on everything.
Moving on to submission 2, because this one genuinely hurts my brain from a purely analytical standpoint.
Let's hear it.
Love you guys. So I made a tiny little mistake. I just called off my wedding to my fiance of 3 years.
Oh, wow. A tiny mistake.
He was stable, sweet, but boring. I started hooking up with the bartender at my favorite neighborhood dive bar because the chemistry was insane.
No, babes. No.
I gave back the ring, broke my family's heart, and officially started dating the bartender. Last night, I went to his place for the first time, and he lives in the unfinished basement of his mother's house.
I cannot breathe.
And she made us pizza bagels for breakfast. What do I do?
No. The ring. You gave back the ring for pizza bagels in an unfinished basement.
Bagel bites, probably.
I am screaming into a pillow right now. My chest actually hurts. This is a tragedy of epic proportions.
It really is.
You threw away stability, a future, and a sweet man for a guy who still has his crusts cut off by his mommy. Babes, what were you thinking?
The chemistry wasn't insane.
No. The chemistry was toxic and fueled by well liquor and bad lighting.
This is the absolute definition of shady and stupid. It is shady that you were hooking up with a dive bar bartender while actively engaged to a sweet man.
So shady.
The karma here is instantaneous, and honestly, it is beautiful to witness. Let's look at the psychology of why you did this, because it's a trap so many people fall into.
Please explain it, because I don't get it.
You equated stable and sweet with boring. Our brains are wired to respond to unpredictable rewards. It's the slot machine effect.
Oh, that makes sense.
The bartender gave you dopamine spikes because he was a secret, a risk, an unknown. Your fiance gave you secure attachment, which doesn't trigger that wild, panicky dopamine rush.
So she mistook anxiety for chemistry.
Exactly. So you blew up your entire life, your financial stability, and your family's respect chasing a high, and the reward for your self-sabotage. A man whose primary address is his mother's basement.
A basement that probably smells like mildew and weed.
You are going to be eating those pizza bagels and crying about your boring, stable ex for the next decade. Verdict rendered.
Grab your refills, babes. Top off those glasses. Because speaking of shady, snarky, and stupid, we need to talk about the absolute chaos on our screens this week.
Because the television did not come to play.
It did not. We are diving headfirst into Season 5, Episode 9, The Act of Monkey Barring. And let me tell you, I have not stopped shaking since the opening credits.
It was a dense episode.
We are absolutely obsessed with the mess, but at the same time, is this the worst cast ever? Like, we hate Colt, we're not feeling Pedro, literally the worst group of humans assembled. But we love the mess, though.
We do love the mess.
We have to start with Pedro, Sophie, and the absolute psychosis that is his family.
Let's lay the groundwork so we can properly dissect this. Sophie and Liz finally have their little meetup to establish a truce after weeks of tension.
Right. And Sophie actually apologizes, which completely shocked me.
It was out of character.
She admits she took things way too far, and she literally says she was projecting her trauma from Pedro's family onto Liz. Which, valid, that is incredibly self-aware for reality TV.
Highly unusual.
Because Pedro's family is a waking nightmare. They are sleep paralysis demons in the flesh.
The internet has been on absolute fire over this specific dynamic. The entire Snark Squad online consensus is asking one singular vital question.
Which is?
Is Pedro completely oblivious to his family's psychosis? Or is he complicit? Because the way his family operates defies all human logic and boundaries.
I am absolutely horrified by his mother and his sister. I have never in my life seen two adult women who are so deeply, uncomfortably obsessed with ruining a man's life under the guise of loving him.
It's suffocating.
They attack every single woman he brings around for literally no reason. They just start screaming and throwing insults the second a girl walks in the door. It is unhinged. And can we please talk about the most terrifying detail of all?
The terminology.
Yes. Pedro calls his sister his partner.
It is wildly inappropriate.
It is creepy. My partner. No! That is your sister. Why are you speaking about her like she's your common-law wife? It makes my skin crawl. It gives me the absolute ick.
Let's break down the psychology here because the community theories are fascinating and they root back to a concept called enmeshment and emotional incest.
Oh, wow. Okay, unpack that.
A lot of people think Pedro isn't oblivious at all. You have to look at his origin story. He was raised by two domineering, over-the-top, deeply greedy women with absolutely zero positive male role models in the picture. He was outnumbered and overwhelmed from day one. In these family systems, when the father is absent, the son is often elevated to the role of the surrogate husband.
That's so dark.
He is expected to provide the emotional support, the financial stability, and the undivided loyalty that a spouse normally would. That is why the sister acts like a jealous wife when a new woman enters the picture.
Because she feels like she's being cheated on.
Exactly. There is a brilliant quote floating around the forums right now that summarizes this perfectly. Does a fish know that it's wet?
Oh my God, that is so profound.
It's brilliant. To Pedro, this environment isn't psychosis. This is Tuesday. This is his normal. He doesn't see the toxicity because he was raised in the toxic waste dump.
That makes so much sense.
His baseline for female affection is control, screaming, and unreasonable demands. He genuinely thinks this is just how women communicate.
I hear that. I do. The enmeshment makes total sense. But I'm going to push back because I just think Pedro is weak.
Really? Just weak?
Yes. I think he is completely spineless.
Oh.
He is entirely pussy-whipped by his own mother. He has no backbone.
That's a strong take.
He just sits there on the couch with this blank, dead-eyed look on his face while his sister verbally decapitates his girlfriend, and he does nothing. He is a grown man. Defend your woman. Stand up for the person you claim to love.
See, I think that's giving him too much credit as a passive victim. Your interpretation assumes he wants the fighting to stop.
Wait, you don't think he does?
No, I have a much darker theory, and it aligns with what some of the sharpest analytical watchers are saying. Pedro doesn't just passively endure his family, he weaponizes his family.
Wait, what? Explain that.
Think about the pattern. Whenever he has a fundamental issue with a woman, instead of handling it himself like an adult, communicating his boundaries, or initiating a breakup, what does he do?
He goes to his mom's house.
He runs straight to his sister. He feeds her selectively negative information about his girlfriend. He winds her up like a toy, points her in the direction of his partner, and unleashes her on purpose.
Oh my God.
He uses his family as an attack dog to do his dirty work so he can sit back, keep his hands clean, and play the bewildered victim.
Oh, my family's so crazy. What can I do?
Exactly. He knows exactly what he's doing. He triangulates them to maintain the center of attention without taking any accountability.
My jaw is literally on the floor. You are so right. He is a covert operator. He loves the drama. He loves two women fighting over his existence. He just doesn't want the blood on his own hands.
Bingo!
Ugh, I hate it. It is so insidious. But you know what I absolutely do not hate? Sophie getting her ultimate revenge.
She did look great.
Babes, she is on holiday. She is glowing. Her skin is clear. And she has found PJ.
Yes. The sudden, miraculous appearance of PJ. The tall, fit motorcycle guy.
I was cheering. I was standing in my living room clapping at the television. Sophie drops this absolute bomb that she has a new, incredibly hot man on standby.
And very convenient timing.
She's giving us the ultimate rebound energy, and I am here for it. Let Pedro cry to his sister. Sophie is moving on.
I mean, let's be real, though. I have to snark on this just a little bit, because as much as we love seeing Pedro suffer, Sophie's framing is hilarious.
How so?
She is sitting there in her confessional claiming she just needs space, and this is just a little fling. Babes, you don't keep a 6-foot-tall motorcycle enthusiast on standby just for space.
Okay, that's fair.
You are lining up your next lily pad before you jump off the current one. Which brings us perfectly to the actual title of the breakdown.
The monkey barring, yes. We have to talk about Liz. Let's talk about the absolute unmitigated audacity of Liz.
It is a masterclass in emotional manipulation.
I am screaming at the television. So Liz makes up with Sophie, right?
Yeah.
They have their little kumbaya moment. The tension is lifted. And then out of nowhere, Liz drops an absolute nuclear bomb on Villara.
Just completely out of left field.
After everything they've been through, after she cried in his arms, after they connected, after she trauma dumped all of her emotional baggage onto this man, she looks at him dead in the eyes and says, "Oh, by the way, I have a guy named Alec back home who wants a serious relationship with me."
And Villa's face. You could literally see his soul leave his physical body. The betrayal registered in his micro-expressions immediately.
I felt physically sick for him. He looked so crushed. He said he felt deceived, he felt betrayed, and he felt sick to his stomach.
As he should.
And he has every single right to feel that way. You do not do that to a nice guy who has been nothing but supportive.
Let's dissect Liz's excuse, because this is where the psychology gets incredibly messy and defensive.
Please.
Her justification to the cameras, her rationalization for breaking this man's heart, is that she wanted to date and get it out of her system because she claims she has never actually been single in her adult life.
Which is a lie. It is a complete fabrication to make herself the victim.
Exactly. I completely agree with the fans online who are calling Liz selfish and manipulative right now. Let's be clear. We all know Liz has deep, unresolved trauma from the entire Big Ed saga.
Ugh, don't even say his name.
That relationship was a textbook example of coercive control and emotional abuse. Nobody's denying that she has been through the ringer. But having trauma does not give you a free pass to overlap men and string along a genuinely nice guy just so you can embrace being single.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Trauma explains behavior. It does not excuse it. It is textbook monkey barring.
Tell the Snark Squad what monkey barring actually is, clinically.
The psychological mechanism of monkey barring is rooted in a profound fear of abandonment and an inability to self-soothe. She refuses to let go of one branch, one relationship, until her hand is firmly gripped on the next one.
So she never actually falls.
Exactly. She kept Alec on the hook back home as an emotional insurance policy. Then she went on this trip, played the field, tested the waters with Villa to get the dopamine and the validation, and then when things got a little too real and required actual vulnerability, she used Alec as an eject button.
It's incredibly unfair to both men involved.
She is using human beings as emotional pacifiers.
It is so unfair, and it makes me so intensely angry because Villa was actually being a gentleman. He was listening to her. He was holding space for her.
He was a good guy.
And she totally played with his feelings for sport. You do not share your deepest, darkest secrets with a man, build trust, get physically close to him, and then pull the rug out with, "Oh, my boyfriend back home is waiting for me."
It's cruel.
She is terrified of being alone. That is the ugly truth. She doesn't want to find herself. She wants to lose herself in whoever is standing closest to her.
She's terrified of the void. She cannot sit alone in a quiet room with her own thoughts, so she fills the space with the chaotic noise of men. It's sad from a clinical perspective, but practically, it's highly destructive. So destructive. But you know what else is destructive? Tony's temper.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Babes, we have to talk about Vanja and Tony and the absolute parade of red flags that are currently marching across my screen like a military procession.
The permanent makeup incident, a moment that will live in reality television history.
I am physically repulsed by Tony. I cannot even look at his face on my screen without my skin crawling.
The fragility is palpable.
Let's set the scene for the Snark Squad. Vanja is getting permanent makeup done by her cousin Sunella. This is a medical-adjacent procedure. She has literal needles buzzing near her face, tattooing her skin.
Right, she is indisposed.
Naturally, she misses Tony's calls. When she finally has a free moment and calls him back, this grown adult man throws a literal temper tantrum and hangs up the phone on her.
The fragility of his ego is honestly breathtaking. To be that emotionally brittle is a hazard to everyone around him.
He hung up on her because she didn't answer the phone immediately while someone was tattooing her face. Who does he think he is? This is exactly why I love Cousin Sunella. Sunella is the only person grounded in reality in this entire franchise.
We stand Sunella.
She is not blinded by the fog of infatuation. She steps right in and delivers the absolute, stone-cold, objective truth. She tells Vanja if he is freaking out about a single missed call this early in the relationship, when everyone is still supposed to be on their absolute best behavior, it only gets worse.
She is so right.
He is not having a bad day. He is showing you exactly who he is.
Sunella's a prophet.
Yeah.
We need to protect Sunella at all costs. She saw right through the mask. But then we get to Tony's quote-unquote apology later on.
Apology is a strong word for what that was.
Babes, I cringed so hard I almost pulled a muscle in my neck. His excuse. He literally looks at her and says, "One of my flaws is I like to be in control."
Oh, how charming. How deeply psychotic.
I couldn't believe he said it out loud.
I have to point out the ultimate irony here, the cognitive dissonance of his existence. Tony is a literal doctor. He's a medical professional who presumably handles high-stress, life-or-death situations with logic and reason.
Supposedly.
Yet, when a woman he is dating doesn't answer her cell phone immediately, he experiences a massive narcissistic injury and acts like an awkward, petulant toddler who dropped his lollipop in the dirt.
It is terrifying. I like to be in control. That is not a cute little personality quirk, Tony. That is a massive warning label.
It really is.
That is the plot of a Netflix true crime documentary waiting to happen. When a man tells you he demands control over your time and access to you, you run.
But this raises a massive, uncomfortable question about Vanja. We have to look at her mindset because her reaction is deeply troubling.
Oh my God, yes. Why is she putting up with this?
Why isn't she running? The fans are analyzing this heavily, and the clinical consensus is that Vanja has massive unresolved trauma, likely from previous coercive relationships, and she is entirely projecting a fantasy onto Tony.
Yes, she is crying. She is sitting there at the table crying, telling him, "This is so important to me," begging him to understand her perspective.
It was painful to watch.
I wanted to reach through the television screen and shake her. Why are you crying over a man who just admitted he wants to control you? Throw the whole man away. He is dusty. Let him go be miserable by himself.
It's the desperation. It is so hard to watch. She wants the fantasy of the relationship, the title of having a doctor boyfriend so badly that she's willing to completely ignore the screaming sirens right in front of her face.
The title. That's exactly what it is.
Dating, especially in the early stages, is supposed to be an audition process to determine character, emotional regulation, and compatibility. If a man completely fails the audition by displaying aggressive, controlling tendencies, you do not rewrite the script to make him the leading man.
No, you fire him.
You cut him from the production. But she is so desperate to make it work, so afraid of starting over, that she is actively suppressing her own instincts to accommodate his controlling nature. It's the sunk cost fallacy applied to romance.
It is so frustrating to watch. It makes me want to scream. But babes, if you think Tony is bad, I need to take a very deep breath. I need a massive sip of wine. Because we have to talk about Colt.
The eyebrow arrogance.
I refuse to hold back.
Yeah.
I hate Colt. I just hate him. I know we aren't supposed to take it so personally, but I hate him with every fiber of my being.
Let it all out.
I am not feeling him at all.
Yeah.
I hate his smug face. I hate his nasally voice. I hate the way he moves. I hate his tiny glasses. I am full of white-hot rage.
Well, let's set the completely unhinged scene for everyone. It has been exactly 5 days since Courtney finally left him. 5 days.
Not even a full week.
His mother, Debbie, who is a whole other nightmare of enmeshment and boundary violation, couldn't manipulate the situation to fix it for him, so what does this man do? He picks up the phone and calls Diana in Brazil.
And delivers the most unhinged, emotionally violent quote of the century.
I had to rewind it. I genuinely did not believe my ears the first time. I thought I was hallucinating.
I paused the TV. I literally just stared at the screen.
Let me quote it verbatim for the historical record so we can fully analyze the depths of this depravity. He says to Diana, "I love Courtney, but I love you, and I haven't met you."
I'm screaming, I haven't met you. Babes, you are telling a woman thousands of miles away, who you have never breathed the same air as, that you love her.
It's pathological.
And you are doing it in the exact same breath that you're telling her you are still madly in love with the woman who dumped you 5 days ago. How does his brain even process that sentence?
It is a masterclass in emotional terrorism and triangulation.
Triangulation, exactly.
Triangulation is a manipulation tactic where a person brings a third party into a dynamic to create insecurity, manufacture jealousy, and assert dominance. By telling Diana he loves Courtney, he is immediately setting up a competition.
He's making Diana feel like she has to fight for his affection against a phantom rival.
Diana's heartbreak was so palpable you could see the realization washing over her face in real time.
Colt lied to her from the very beginning. Courtney literally had to bypass him and confront Diana directly to tell her the actual truth about the timeline.
Which was so messy.
And after all of this, after completely breaking this poor woman's heart, humiliating her and making her look foolish on international television, Colt still has the absolute unmitigated nerve to ask her, "Do you still want me to come to Brazil?"
This is where we need to analytically break down the Colt phenomenon. Look at his body language during that phone call scene. Look at the arrogant eyebrow movements.
Wow, yes.
He does this little smarmy, superior tilt of his head. He isn't sad. He takes a bizarre, sadistic pride in hurting these women.
He loves it. He loves the attention. He thinks he's the bachelor.
He absolutely does. And the delusion is off the charts. How does a man who looks, acts, and lives exactly like Colt confidently look into a reality TV camera and declare, "I'm going to fight like hell to get her back"?
Get who back?
Neither of these women should want him within a 50-mile radius of them. He operates with the unearned confidence of a billionaire supermodel, and he is a deeply mediocre man who lives with his mother, her cats, and drives a car with no air conditioning. The math does not compute.
Is the audacity of a mediocre man. It is breathtaking to witness. I physically cannot stomach him. I actually had to look away from the screen during his segments, which, speaking of looking away from the screen.
Oh no, please don't do this.
I am begging for a lobotomy. I need this scene surgically scrubbed from my brain. I need to be Men in Black memory flashed.
I know exactly what you were going to say.
Gino and Natalie taking things to the bedroom.
The Opabi dialogue. A dark day for television.
I'm going to throw up. I am literally going to be violently ill. Oh, Pappy. Natalie saying, "Oh, Pappy" to Gino.
It was horrifying.
Gino, who always wears a hat, even indoors. Gino, who moves like a rusted animatronic from a bankrupt Chuck E. Cheese. I cannot. I am traumatized. It felt like watching something forbidden.
The audience reaction to this specific scene has been one of universal, unified disbelief. I was reading the forums, and nobody, literally not a single soul on the internet, actually believes Gino is capable of having sex.
Thank you. Where is the proof? Has anyone checked the tapes? I need forensic evidence that this act actually occurred.
The fans are bringing up the historical data. Did he ever actually have intercourse with Jasmine? People are genuinely questioning if this man has ever been physically intimate with a human woman, because his entire aura screams malfunctioning robot.
He is a robot.
The idea of him in a romantic bedroom setting is so deeply uncanny that the human brain just rejects the information. It triggers the uncanny valley response. It looks almost human, but something is fundamentally, terrifyingly wrong.
It is a psyop. TLC is running a psychological operation on the American public to test our breaking points. But there is one shining beacon of hope in this dark, dark storyline.
Oh, yes. Natalie's daughter is coming.
The looming doom. The reality check. I am rejoicing. Her daughter is coming to destroy Gino. I can feel it in my bones.
It's going to be brutal.
I saw a comment online that I felt in my absolute soul. I'd be making plans to live with my grandparents permanently if my single mom brought Gino home.
Oh, absolutely. If you are a teenager and your mother introduces Gino as your new potential stepfather, you are packing your bags, calling a lawyer, and emancipating yourself. It's over. The family unit is dissolved.
She is going to read him for absolute filth, and I am going to pop a giant bowl of popcorn, pour another glass of wine, and watch the destruction. Bring on the daughter, end this charade.
All right, it is time to pivot to our absolute favorite part of the evening. We need to officially diagnose this cast. It is time for our weekly segments.
Segment 1, Red Flag Ranking. Prompt. Who is the biggest walking warning sign this week?
I know exactly where you're going with this.
I am putting Tony at number 1, undisputed heavyweight champion of red flags.
Really? Tony over Colt?
Yes. The sheer aggression of hanging up the phone on a woman because you couldn't reach her for 20 minutes and then looking her dead in the face and admitting, I demand control. He didn't even try to hide it.
That is true. He was very overt about it.
He literally handed her a business card that said, Hi, I am an abusive, controlling narcissist. Tony is the biggest red flag walking the earth today.
I hear your argument, and Tony is terrible. His behavior is abhorrent. But I have to argue from a psychological standpoint that Colt is the ultimate red flag.
Over Tony. Tony yelled at her.
Yes, and here is why. Tony's red flag is out in the open. It's a giant blinking neon sign. You can see it, you can hear it, and if you have any self-preservation instincts, you can run from it. Colt is insidious.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Colt's manipulation is masked by this pathetic, soft-spoken, woe is me, I just love too much, I'm just a confused, bumbling guy routine. He uses pity as a weapon.
He really does play the victim so well.
He triangulates women, he lies by omission, and he hides behind his mother's skirt to avoid any form of adult accountability. He is what psychologists call a covert narcissist. Covert narcissists are far more dangerous than overt narcissists like Tony, because by the time you realize you're in the trap, you're already in Brazil crying on a FaceTime call wondering what happened to your sanity.
Yes, you're right. The weaponization of pity is so sick. He makes them feel sorry for him while he's stabbing them in the back. Okay, how about a compromise?
Let's hear it.
Tony and Colt are tied for the standard red flags, but we put Pedro's entire bloodline, his mother and his sister, in a special, untouchable platinum red flag category. They get a Lifetime Achievement Award for generational toxicity.
I enthusiastically second that motion. Platinum red flag goes to the Pedro psychosis family. Segment 2, love or delusion? Prompt. Who thinks they're in love but isn't?
Gino.
Oh, absolutely, Gino.
He is utterly, embarrassingly delusional. If he thinks Natalie's oh pappy routine is rooted in anything remotely resembling actual love, she does not love him.
Not even a little bit.
She loves the camera time, she loves the free meals, and she loves the attention of being back on television. Gino is living in a complete fantasy land if he thinks this beautiful woman is his soulmate. It is a transactional relationship, and he is the only one who doesn't realize he's holding the receipt.
Gino is a strong contender for delusion, but I'm targeting Liz for this one.
Ooh, explain the psychology on that.
Liz thinks she is finding herself. She is telling everyone around her and herself in the mirror that she is on a journey of profound self-discovery and that she is finally embracing the single life. But she isn't.
She is totally faking it.
She is deeply delusional about her own motives. She is desperately avoiding being alone. She's keeping Alec on the hook back home while crying over Villa on a vacation.
Yeah.
She doesn't want love and she doesn't want to be single. She just wants to be insulated from her own trauma. She thinks she is the heroine of a romantic comedy, but she's actually the villain of someone else's story.
Wow. That is dark, but it is so terrifyingly accurate. She is tricking herself. Okay, segment 3, Power Shift Watch. Prompt. Who gained or lost control this week?
I will take the gain. Sophie aggressively seized power this week.
She really did.
She was entirely on the back foot with the Pedro drama, absorbing the abuse from his family, and she flipped the entire board by dropping the I have a hot, tall, fit motorcycle guy on standby bomb.
DJ.
Whether it's a real, viable relationship or just a rebound to make Pedro mad, strategically, it was a massive power move. She let Pedro and his psychotic sister know she has options, and she is not waiting around to be their verbal punching bag anymore.
He was iconic, a total boss move. And for the loss of control, it absolutely has to be Tony.
No question.
Tony totally lost control of his mask. His nice guy, successful doctor facade slipped completely off his face. The temper tantrum exposed the monster underneath.
And the cousin Sunella saw it all.
And the best part is, he didn't just expose himself to Vanja, He exposed himself to cousin Sunella. And
Never.
Sunella is watching his every move now. He has lost the narrative.
Sunella is the sniper in the tower. He is done. He can never pull the wool over her eyes. Segment 4. Next week's spiral. Prompt. Who's about to crash out?
Diana's going to completely crash out. You could see the gears turning in her head during that awful phone call.
She is putting the pieces together.
She is going to wake up tomorrow, look in the mirror, and realize she was a backup plan for a man who lives with his mother's cats, drives a broken-down car, and manipulates women for sport. She is going to spiral into an absolute fiery rage, and honestly, I hope she destroys him. I hope she burns his life to the ground.
I am looking at Pedro for the crash out. Pedro is going to spiral the second he fully realizes Sophie isn't going to sit around taking it anymore.
Oh, he is going to lose it.
He is so used to women fighting over him or fighting his family for his attention. His entire ego is built on being the prize. When Sophie officially pivots to PJ, the motorcycle guy, and completely stops caring about his sister's tantrums, Pedro's ego is going to shatter into a million pieces.
He won't know what to do.
He is going to lose his mind because he won't have two women triangulated anymore.
I cannot wait to watch it happen. The schadenfreude is the only thing keeping my skin clear and my heart beating.
Wine vibes.
Middle school chaos.
Work week stress.
90-day madness. What does girl's girl even mean?
Who is the biggest red flag?
And babes, should wine brand sponsor us or not?
Rate, review, subscribe, send submissions.
Send this to your messiest bestie.
Thank the Snark Squad.
Stay shady.
Stay iconic.
And we'll see you on the Snark side.